Hi, this is Avi Levi with Levi Design Build, and this is our third video in the series of ADU development process. In this video, we're gonna review the second step of the process, which is gonna be the feasibility. Feasibility is part of the design, planning, and permitting of your project. As you can see, it's the first step. Once you've done your feasibility, you're going to move on to design. From there, you're going to move on to creating your plans, then submitting to the city for plan check, which at the end of it, you're going to get your permit. What is a feasibility? A feasibility is basically the first step you want to take when you design and plan your ADU. On the feasibility, you're going to have a professional taking measurements of your existing lot. As you can see here, we're going to use this as an example. This is a feasibility that we've done before. So the lot here is around the red parameter. And then you're going to have any existing structure that is on your lot drawn up on it as well. As you can see here, we have a main house with a trellis in the back. This is the front of the house. In the back of the property, we have a garage here and another storage next to the garage. It's important to indicate any existing structure that you have on it, so it's going to make the feasibility accurate as possible when you get the information from the city. Once you have that done, then your professional is going to meet with the city to gather additional information in terms of setbacks, maximum allowed size, heights, if there's any easements and any additional guidelines. It's very important that this information is going to be reflected on the feasibility study that you're doing. In this case, it's over here, and I'll review it in a second. Once you have that information and you got all the measurements, as you can see, what we're doing is we're marking it in red are the areas that you cannot build and are setbacks, and blue are the areas that you can build on. However, even this blue has some restrictions that's going to follow whatever the information was that we were able to gather from the city. If I'll go and look at this one, for example, and if we're going to zoom here to the sample I'm showing you and sharing with you, as you can see, the information that is being gathered once the measurements are done are as follow. Basic information is property address and project scope. What is it that we're planning to build over there? Date of the meeting, city office location, and who's the representative. And then the actual information for the property is what are the setbacks, front, side, and back. What is the max allowed height? In this case, it's 18 to 22 feet, meaning that if the owner would want to do 2 stories, he can do 2 stories over here. What is the max allowed living area? This actually refers to the total area for the main house, but for the ADU, it's a maximum of 1,200 square feet, as you can see here. If there's any parking requirements, in this case, there's none. Any easements? In this case, there is an easement in the back of the property of 5 feet, meaning that we need to be minimum of 5 feet. In this case, it's because of an existing power line that is running over there. So the power company is asking for that easement. Even though in this case, anyway, we need to have 5 feet regardless, so it's not making a big difference. Then if there's any special review boards that we need to go through, review boards are meaning that there is architectural review board that will need to review the project before you can even take it to the city for building and safety. It's not going to add to your cost. We don't charge extra for that. However, it will add more time into your overall project schedule. And then last thing is there any additional documents and surveys that are needed? Like I said in the previous video, when you budget for your project, most projects for ADU are going to be sufficient with architectural, structural, Title 24, stormwater drainage. However, if you're building in some areas, you might need land surveys and soil reports. You need to know that in advance, and that's part of the feasibility that you want to check if there's a need. In this case, there's none. That's basically all the information that you will need to gather and that your professionals are going to gather for you. And then you're going to have this as a complete feasibility study that you can start your design and planning from. that's it. If you hope to see you in the next video, where we're going to start talking about actual design and planning.